Well, today, a day off for corruption trial of former Nassau County exec Ed Mangano, but it has been a huge week. The prosecutor's star witness, Mr. Singh here, cooperating with the feds, and he's already pleaded guilty to corruption. He's been on the stand for several days. Prosecutors say Mangano got gifts in exchange for favors, including a no-show job for his wife, Linda. And just yesterday, prosecutors played wiretaps of Singh. Here, a sample, quote, "I don't have a story about any politician. I can make stuff up, but that wouldn't be good. All lies. I have only one option, jump off the bridge or fight it. If I make up stories, that's the only way I get done with them." Now, Dom, you've been in the court every day. I got to think this is catastrophic. I mean, why put this guy on if he's basically said that he's full of it?
The $1,000,000 question, Richard. Who? But you know, we saw in Prococo the witness
Todd Howe.
Right. We saw Todd Howe get arrested, and the Fed still got a conviction on 3 counts. I have never seen anything like this before in my life, Richard. The corruption, alleged corruption, and now this is Singh's version. So you have the buildings commissioner. I'm diverting for a second. A man by the name of Espelito. He's the buildings commissioner. So Singh starts a consulting company in which businesses come in, they need permits. So obviously, and Singh is sitting down at breakfast every week with the buildings commissioner. The buildings commissioner wants to sell his restaurant, right? Singh, under his own sworn testimony, agrees to give him $50,000 in a bag, literally in a bag, right? Now, as was pointed out in court, why do you do that? Because you may have judgments and you're trying to avoid the IRS taking the money, and also you're trying to avoid the taxes from the IRS. So that's just one small, teeny. Now let's deal with the wiretaps, Richard. Yesterday, so we're sitting there, so Singh testifies for a week, and this guy, name a politician, he's dropping dime on him. He's naming Kathleen Rice, the congresswoman, Peter King, de Blasio almost every day. Just go down the list, and he's naming them all.
He said, in fact, the only one that he didn't was Cuomo. He said he insisted on paying for his own meal.
Cuomo insisted, demanded, and Mangano got upset at Singh at his restaurant, R.H.R. Singleton's. Cuomo said, no, I pay for my own food. So this came up in court. But Richard, yesterday, so the defense, Kevin Keating has been itching to cross-examine Singh. So much so that the other day when we were done at 4:45, he leapt out his chair and started asking questions, and he got his dates all wrong because he wanted to go at him. Now we understand why. We're sitting in court. Keating goes, the defense attorney for Mangano. We're going to get to the tapes now. And he proceeds to ask Singh, right? So Singh is literally sitting like where you are, and Keating is on this angle, and he goes, so, you trusted Fred May, right? Fred May was the town supervisor of Oyster Bay, not the town supervisor, the lawyer.
Yeah.
He's the guy that funneled, according to the feds, $20 million in loan guarantees to Singh's business. And every time he did a loan, he received a little $25,000, anywhere between $10,000 and $25,000.
Cash, like in a bag. Yeah.
Cash. His BMW was paid for. He went to India with Singh. So, Richard, I can't make this stuff up. So this was just one. So now what Singh didn't know is that May took a deal with the feds. So the feds are playing everybody. They got them all. But each party doesn't know. So Ming secretly pleaded guilty, and he's wearing a wire on his buddy, Harindra Singh. And so that's when Singh, that's part one. So then part two that they played yesterday, I know I'm going long, but please pardon me. But this stuff is just so dramatic. Part two, Singh is on the phone with his buddy, a retired Nassau County police officer. Singh doesn't know. Now remember, this is the prosecution star witness. He doesn't know that the FBI has his phone bugged. And on the phone, Richard, those quotes you just read, that's what he said. So now this is the star witness who laid out this elaborate scheme, and they got all the pictures and so on. And then they got a tape with him on tape saying, I don't have anything on any politician. So his credibility is shot.
Is there any chance that there's a context to that call or that recording that we don't know about?
Singh
that
tried.
That he was talking to somebody who he was trying to show, like, no, I don't have stuff.
Right,
on me. Like,
right. Singh tried. But the reaction of all the people in the courtroom, all of the Mangano side, and I've had the opportunity to talk to Mangano and Mr. Vendetto quite a bit. Their people were just like almost at a sports event cheering yesterday, to the point where the prosecutor said, shh, keep it down. So you have the prosecutors on the left, defense counsel on the right. But now, Richard, what we're waiting for, there are more wires. So Mr. And I'm almost confused. Mr. Ming, who took a deal, is going to testify. So Singh's credibility,
Now,
gone.
the thing that's shocked me is, and you've covered the Coca trial, the Silver, the Skelos, you name it, right? The Menendez. The script usually is one guy with one patron, somebody does the deal, they get something for it, or the allegation goes. In this case, if you're an elected official and you're not getting your daughter's free wedding at this place or free meals, you're not trying, right? I mean, everybody, I'm exaggerating, but the list of the amount of people who are being taken care of by this guy.
You're not exaggerating. From the police commissioner who wanted a new iPhone, and Singh said, here. Singh wanted all of these food contracts with the Office of Emergency Management, was serving bad food. That contract alone was for almost $300,000. A no bid contract, $300,000. And so, Richard, just pick a commissioner. Parks commissioner in Nassau County, police commissioner, pick a commissioner, and if they had a daughter, chances are, based on the testimony we've heard, they received anywhere between a 50% discount to 25% right out the gate. So you're referring to for the wedding. Right, yeah. So you're referring to Mr. Mondello, the Republican state chairman in Nassau, who is now President Trump's ambassador for Trinidad and Tobago. So he walked from all of this. His wedding, and I'm glad you brought that up, Richard. His wedding for his daughter started at $65,000. Vendetto, according to the feds, so he wasn't in the meetings. They're very elaborate with their schemes here. He wasn't in the meeting. Vendetto, the town supervisor, was. We're not happy with that price. We want a lower price for the chairman. He's not in the meetings. So there's no criminal liability. It goes down to $55,000. We're still not happy. $45,000. He writes the checks. They say to Singh, we're still not happy. Singh gives them back the checks. The price comes down to $35,000 for a $65,000 wedding. And that's just one of about six.
My gosh.
But the chicken was dry.
Oh, and there's more details. We have more time. But even for like, I don't want to, one public service group, he was catering some golf thing, right?
Yes.
And he got cleaned out because everybody wasn't going for the one burger and one dog or whatever. They were tripling or quadrupling up here.
Right.
And they said, don't complain. Next year you're doing it completely free, right?
One picnic, Richard, for Espelito was $40,000. Didn't pay a dime, not one dime. These are people that are holding public positions in government. One thing I want to say, because I've gone over, the one thing I've noticed in this courtroom, Richard, for real, be careful the text messages you send and the emails, because believe me, I'm looking at it every day. The federal government will find it, and they put it on the screen, the big screen, the emails and texts that you never thought was possible.
I think there's a certain guy on Pennsylvania Avenue who wished some of his friends took that advice. All right, coming up next, we're going to head up to Albany. That's where the budget is heading to the wire, and a lot of important issues still on the table. Will they cut a deal or punt after the holidays?